What's up, blues fans? John here, and welcome to your Tuesday Blues Lesson 10. So what we're going to do in this lesson is actually string together two different lessons, and then we're going to add a third component so that we can build a complete 12-bar blues. So we're reaching way back to lesson number 2 that introduces the chordy lick in A with a different kind of A7 chord that you may not be used to. And then also last lesson, number 9, we talked about something to do over the D chord and playing our D7 in sort of an alternate shape that really fits nicely with that A7 shape. And today I'm going to show you how to put it all together and include the missing piece, which is what to do over the E chord. And you just heard the example, so you're probably already hearing this thing as a complete 12-bar sequence. And the cool thing is, once you get this E down and you've got your A from lesson 2 and you've got your D from lesson 9, then you can loop this around, and then you can start adding licks of your own and just sort of mixing and matching things here to get a really cool A blues that is completely fingerpicked down. So let's dive into exactly what to do over the E, and then we'll run through the whole thing pieced together so we can get it down. Here we go. Okay, so when we hit that E chord, here's what we're doing. It's actually a pretty simple melody, but remember that the melody throughout this whole thing has been kind of simple. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy to play on the guitar when you're talking about finger picking and getting your thumb and your fingers coordinating. Just in the musical sense, this is not a terribly complicated melody, and that's intentional. It's quite enough to get your fingers to do what you want them to do without having to worry about some complicated musical idea. So anyway, back to the E chord. Here's an example of what you can do. So I'm going to do my alternating bass as I fret up just an E major chord, which is an open 6th string, 2nd fret on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then 1st fret on the 3rd string, and then the open 2nd and 1st string. So just your standard E major is what we're working with here. And so then the alternating bass over this is actually between the two E's, the low E on the open 6th string and an octave up here on the 4th string, 2nd fret, so back and forth. Kind of like the D7, we had to alternate between the 6th and 4th string for that shape. We're going to do the same thing for the E chord. Alright, so we're keeping that going, and let's take a listen to the melody that we're going to add on top. Okay, so really, here again, just a few notes, kind of like we did with the D7. And the notes that we're going to do will be the open 1st string, and then the 3rd fret. You're going to want to grab that with your pinky, which it's kind of in a really good position to just drop down and hit the 3rd fret on the 2nd string with your pinky. But then you want to sneak your pinky behind your other fingers and hit the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. And then the last note is an open 2nd string. Okay, and that's it slowly with the alternating bass going. So we're going to lead this off with the bass note, and then pick up on the open 6th string. The open 6th string, then the open 1st string, one right after another, not together. Then we're going to pinch the 4th string and the 2nd string with that pinky on the 3rd fret, and then let that ring for a beat. Then we back up to the 2nd fret and pinch with the open 6th string. And then before we go back to our 4th string with the thumb on the alternating bass here, you're going to pick the open B string, 2nd string. Alright, so there's a musical idea that you can use over the E chord when it comes around in the progression. So let's talk a little bit about the progression. This is a standard 12-bar blues type progression where you've got your 1 chord, the A. So reach back to lesson 2 for what to do over the A for a little in-depth view of what I just played. Then the 4 chord is our D. And then now we know the 5 chord, E. So let's put those together. We're going to do 4 bars on the A, and then followed by 2 bars on the D, back to 2 bars on the A, and then we do E for a bar, and then D for a bar, and then we finish out the progression on an A. Now, if you're worried about following along with what I just said, go to the website and grab the tab. You can find that at bluesguitarinstitute.com/lesson10. That's lesson and the numbers 10. So here we are. I'm going to piece this together. Alright, so that's it, nice and slow. And I want to draw your attention really quickly to the last bar, the final bar, bar 12, on the A with this long A form here. I'll walk down from the 5th fret like that. There we go. So instead of 2 on the 5th fret, we just go 5th fret once, 4th fret, and then 3rd fret. So check it out. Here's the traditional way, or the way that we were doing it earlier. And now I'm just going to walk down instead of hitting the 5th fret twice. Okay, so there you go. There is lesson 10 for you. This is a nice 4-note melody that you can do over your E chord while you're doing the alternating bass picking. And it fits really nicely in the context of a 12-bar blues that we built from lesson 2 with the A main theme, and then lesson 9 that we did last week. So if you'd like to grab the tab so that you can build this 12-bar blues thing and really follow along, just go back to the website www.bluesguitarinstitute.com/lesson10. That's lesson and the numbers 10, and I'll have the tab ready for you to download in PDF, Guitar Pro 5 and Guitar Pro 6. So listen, I'm really having fun with these Tuesday blues lessons. I hope you guys are too. I'm hearing a lot of great feedback from you that you are in fact digging them. So I hope you like this lesson, and don't forget to email Tuesday@bluesguitarinstitute.com if you've got a topic that you'd love covered on the Tuesday Blues Show. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.